Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Profit Giver and today I am back with another video for you guys highlighting a few stocks that I think are in key position to make a big move to the upside. But before we get into the video, a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. The content in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research before making your own investment decisions and only invest what you can afford to lose. So today, the stocks I'm talking about are going to be Clearfield and Apple. Two stocks that I think are in very similar patterns, forming very similar setups. And we'll take a look at Apple first. So just kind of looking at Apple, its long-term perspective, going back to COVID in the past 5 years, it's stayed in the same upwards channel, this long-term uptrend. And you can see ever since 2020, it's bounced off this support a couple times. Once here, and just recently here back in April. And each time it's touched this support line, it's shot up immediately in a strong and resilient way. It's gone just about straight up. And then after it touches here again straight up. Doesn't quite touch here, but same concept, just straight up. And this one, it's been a little different since then. It's recovered nicely, but we've kind of run into a wall here at 212 to 215 area. It's kind of the past couple weeks, it's stayed in that same kind of channel, that same price range. But just kind of looking back over the past couple months, every time it's touched this support line, it's got rejected pretty harshly, and it's had a nice little downfall the next couple days after doing so. You see here, the first time it touches and gets rejected, shoots down immediately, works its way back up, touches it again, gets rejected and comes back down, and again a third time touches it and immediately comes back down and gets rejected. But here we are, it came back up, touched it again, didn't quite get rejected as hard as it did the previous 3 times, and it's kind of just consolidated and traded sideways, slowly working up a little bit. And, you know, it showed some nice strength and nice resilience, staying up at these levels and not falling down. And it's just kind of hovering around this resistance level, which is very bullish, indicating that it's not ready to move down again and that it's seen enough rejections at this price range that it's ready to slowly just kind of work its way through and break through it and form another leg up. So earnings coming up on Thursday, that could be huge. With a good earnings call, I have no doubt that this thing could easily go over 220, 225, maybe even 230, depending on how good it is. But aside from that, I think just alone in general, I think this thing is due for a leg up and it's ready to run up and see some higher price movements. So yeah, just kind of looking back and seeing the strength that it's shown and the resilience it's had over the past couple weeks, it just is a real good indicator that this thing is establishing this as a new support, and it's going to work to break through it and form higher highs and higher lows and just slowly continue the 2 stairs up, 1 stair down pattern, and we're just going to see this slowly work up the rest of 2025. So I think right now is a good time to get into Apple, especially ahead of earnings here. I think it will be a good earnings, and I think this will be the start. This week will be the start of a much higher price movement that we see in Apple. So pretty similar to that is Clearfield. It is a little ahead of it in its pattern, but same kind of concept, where it came down after a nice hard downtrend, forming this resistance right here, and you can see you got rejected, came back down, formed this support line, worked its way back up to the resistance, got rejected, back down near the support, came and retested the resistance again, got rejected pretty harshly, came back down, formed a nice little double bottom here. And ever since bouncing off this support, it's just gone straight up to that resistance. And once it touched that resistance, it kind of slowly consolidated upwards and, you know, formed higher highs and higher lows. and eventually just a couple weeks ago broke through that resistance, and it is still forming that higher highs and higher lows pattern that we see continuing to develop. I know it's down 2% today, but it just continues to work up higher and form higher lows. And I think also this also has earnings coming up, but I think with a good earnings call, and this will have a good earnings call, I think that'll be kind of like a key driving factor as to projecting this to higher levels. So yeah, it's shown some nice strength, some nice added volume, and finally broke out of this resistance. So now I think it's just going to slowly consolidate and work its way up, and then after earnings it'll continue to keep running and to work its way even higher to those 2022 and 2021 levels that we saw. I think after earnings it could do something like that, nice little pop, and then just continue to work its way up. But once it breaks through 50, I think its next resistance level is right about 60. So if it can break through 50, I think its next stop is 60. But nonetheless, I think this thing is fully due and ready and fully prepared for another leg up and a nice little rally coming up here. So watch out for Clearfield and Apple, as I think those two are poised for large percentage gains here in the next half year. And then finally, just want to end it off with a little crypto. I talked about this in my last video and have talked about it a few times ever since, but ZBCN network, over the last couple weeks, I mean, just aside from this chart, this is beautiful. Look at this, gets rejected, forms that resistance, again gets rejected, comes down, finally breaks through in a strong way and goes on a nice little rally, forms that double top up here as we see, and then had a nice little drastic fall over the course of a month and a half, but it came back down to this resistance line that it initially broke through, established that line now as a support, and has bounced really nicely and has broken out of this downtrend and has now formed a nice little uptrend, similar to that we see right here. It comes back down. I know the time frame's a little different, but same kind of concept. Forms that U-shaped pattern where it comes down and forms a nice little cup and then breaks through. I think that's what we're seeing exactly here. It's just a little bit of a bigger pattern. The same thing though, U-shape, comes back down, bounces off this support, and continues that U-shape and works back up. So I think this is just the start of a very strong rally. Over the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of added volume, a lot of added circulating supply. The market cap has gone up. The amount of holders has gone up. There's just more and more buying power getting into this each and every day. And I think it's not long before this thing catches wind and really gets publicly recognized. And aside from all that, a public listing on Binance or Coinbase would send this thing even higher than it would aside from the added capital and volume going into this thing. So I don't know why the volume's not showing, but the volume has drastically increased over the last week and a half, and the amount of holders, there's just more and more people getting in, and I think this thing is poised to go on a huge run here in the next couple weeks, next couple months, next couple years. I think this thing's just going to continue to break higher and higher and higher, and we're going to see very large price percentage movements. And this is one I think you'll look back on in a couple years, and you'll see the price that it will be currently sitting at, and you'll go, wow, I should have got in when it was at half a cent. I mean, that's what it is right now. If it doubled right now, it would go to 1 cent, and I can see that happening latest end of August. I could see mid-August, but for sure by the end of August, I think this thing will have doubled and will have surpassed 1 cent. And, from there, who knows where it'll go. But I think right now this is a great time to get into this and to see a rather good investment take place in your portfolio. So very bullish on ZBCN. I will continue talking about it and preaching about it because I am that firm of a believer in it, and I am holding for at least 5 more years until I see this thing surpass $1. So Yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. And yeah, stay tuned to see my videos in the future. And that's all. So happy trading. Good luck to you all, and have a great day.